Right. I'm pretty sure I've got you all. Everything is muted right now except for our stream countdown.
Tell me what's the plan.
Yes. I'm good. Welcome, Paul.
He wanted to harass you both, so I saw you lined other people up, and I was thinking, I want some of that action. I want to go in and ruin their day. So here I am.
Right. Well, speaking of harassed, that's how you got onto the podcast. Where you're like, hey, I'm on the podcast like this week. I was like, yeah, noted. And you're like, no, you don't understand. I'm coming on the podcast like this week, and then it was done. So, but yeah, no, happy to have you. This is a good time to have you too. We're 2 days out, about a day out basically from a pretty cool looking pack there coming up from Frontier.
We are. We're out from the Aquatic Pack, which we definitely don't have now, and have not been playing for the past few days.
Wink to your eyes in the headlights, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, it's fine, but yeah, it's the most exciting pack I think of Planet Zoo, in my opinion at least, that they've released. Even with Australia and everything like that, I think this is definitely the most exciting and anticipated one that people have been waiting for. But
100% agree.
Yeah, it's limited in what you can say, because it is no bloody no. What's the word? It's no secret to everyone that certain content creators and stuff will be given early access to things. Just because, how do they expect you to prepare videos and stuff? But you're limited in what you can say, the only thing I could say is that it is well worth the wait to everybody. Absolutely 1 trillion% worth the wait, and buy it immediately. So.
Yeah, even even if I didn't have whatever we're speculating that we may have, kind of thing, I would be. Yeah, I'm all on the hype train for this, and you can tell the community is as well. If you just look at the views on the trailer, if you look at their Twitter posts and everything, compared to Australia pack and everything, or whatever kind of pack that came out before, this is content that people are just like, yes, this is what we've needed for our zoo game, our animals like this and mechanics like this. So yeah, it really feels like it feels like the floodgates are about to spill open.
Right. Even with casual players, this is going to turn some heads. This is going to be putting some butts in some computer chairs for a while, I think, just with all of what these people are going to experience here in a couple days. I am thoroughly excited.
You and me both. I think the game Planet Zoo is weird for me, because when we bought the game and it was a zoo game, I was massively shocked right at the start that it didn't have any form of aquatic animals whatsoever. I know it had gharials and stuff, but I was really shocked that you wouldn't get something like penguins, for example.
Sure.
Because you go to a zoo, you expect penguins, or that might just be me. You expect something along them lines. So it's been just over a year now, and we're finally getting them. So maybe this is a step in the right direction, and now we're going to get pterodactyls and stuff like that.
Right.
We can use, so who knows?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. Estain, you're a little bit loud. Turn yours down a little bit. But it definitely does feel like
we could just speak louder, and then we'll all.
Yes, then you will match me.
I am just a subdued old person now. Okay, I have to whisper all the time.
Wow. I mean, Seth Rogen is old these days, so
He is. He doesn't. I don't know how often he's medicated on set anymore or anything. It kind of shows in his latest performances, doesn't it? Like he's just not.
how is that medication sitting with you, Seth?
Right on. All right. But what were we talking about? Oh yeah, I'm Seth Rogen, and what are you? Are you Simon Pegg still? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
Thanks.
it has to be.
It's better than Carl Pilkington. I get Carl Pilkington on a daily basis, so
that's a good one though.
Yeah.
Dang, and then S-Dan, you're just S-Dan.
Yeah. I don't really. I've got YouTube comments over the years. People think I'm like some little guy on Wreck-It Ralph. What's his name? I can't think of his name.
That's perfect.
People comment it to me like once every 2 or 3 months. They're like, "This idiot sounds like this guy from Wreck-It Ralph." I can't think of what the guy's name is, though.
If they put it on YouTube comments, but then it's absolutely true because
fix it, Felix. That's it.
I can fix it, Felix. Oh, that's
yes. That's what they come and comment and say, that I sound like Fix It Felix.
So now we just need to do the collaboration video of Seth Rogen, the guy who plays Fix It Felix, and Simon Pegg in the same video.
All right, well, guys, let's we will get rolling into this. Hopefully, our audio issues are good and everyone sounds okay. I'm not too loud over all of you, but yes, the Aquatic Pack. We are are we 48 hours yet? 48 hours of it making its grand appearance.
Yeah. 12 o'clock on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
Greenwich Mean Time comes out, yeah.
I had no idea that when this was going to come out. I actually, Paul, took Friday off to cover Cyberpunk. I had no idea that this massive of a game-changing Planet Zoo pack was going to come out the same week as Cyberpunk, or, I might have tried to take Tuesday off instead and stream it with you guys, but it's kind of a done deal now. There are too many things that I would ruin everybody else's week if I were to try to change it now. But anyways, very exciting week in the gaming world, for us at least.
For us, I think for our niche, it's very exciting. However, I thought about this yesterday. I think for a lot of people, Cyberpunk is going to massively overshadow this DLC.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's massively, it's huge. Everyone's waiting for it.
Right.
So we just have to do our best and throw out many videos of penguins doing stupid things. So
Yes, we will have to hope that we have enough of the niche that absolutely does not give two shits about Cyberpunk and would never even touch it or buy it, and they're here for the zoo. We might pick up a lot of those. But yeah, like I said, there is a lot going on in people's entertainment world this week.
Well, and to be fair to Frontier, I'm sure when they originally planned to release the Aquatic Pack around this time, that Cyberpunk was on its first delay. This
was supposed to be a nice little quiet December week for Frontier, and when that news of the December 10th third push happened, everybody's like, "Oh, come on!"
Are you kidding me?
Cyber Aquatic Zoo Punk.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if House Flipper can do it, so can Planet Zoo, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that House Flipper released the most random as hell Cyberpunk update DLC?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
And Togs play it. It was interesting to say the least when it popped up.
I even asked him. I was like, "Does this make sense to you that they release this?" He's like, "No, but they do this all the time, where they'll just release random as hell, just DLCs that make no sense. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're $5. It's just it's such a weird development team over there. But it's fun."
Yeah, but look at how they started. Instead of starting with you can do a house in a garden, it was you can do this house and build a nuclear bunker. You can't cut the grass, but you can build a nuclear bunker.
Right,
we're all sorted. So absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But they've always been. Who is it? Is it Playway? Isn't it? I think that does House Flipper Playway games.
That sounds right.
Something like that. But yeah, the developer of House Flipper, they've always been really good with me. They constantly send me things, so they're nice people.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm not playing it though.
And yeah, and Paul, that's one thing too. I was going to ask you, leading up to this, was this pack for you personally sorely needed, or were you still kind of rolling along good with your projects, or were you at a standstill, or how was this kind of lining up with your channel strategy and your day to day?
I've got a strategy. Yeah, it was massively needed. I don't think it was just for me. I think obviously we all talk to each other. Most Planet Zoo content creators talk to each other, and everyone noticed over the last couple of months a massive decline in views and interest and stuff like that. And I don't necessarily think it was generally just because they were waiting for this pack. I mean, 2020 is a shit show, isn't it? Everyone knows that it's the year of death and disease, and so I just think, yeah, within my strategy is just to play games. I think this, for every single creator out there, this will hopefully revive the views and everything back, so they can crack on. But a lot of people have been giving Frontier a lot of crap over this, and to be fair, you'll probably notice you get it every pack that comes out. Let's take the Australian one for example, and they give you 4 animals and an exhibit animal. It doesn't matter if they gave you 4 animals that were unique to the world and shit rainbows, because people are still going to be annoyed. You'll always get people annoyed going, why couldn't they include this and why couldn't they include this?
Right.
And they've been working from home all year. So, I think Frontier have done a great job to get it out now, but it was definitely, in my own opinion, I think this was definitely due out on Frontier's schedule earlier this year.
Paul, and I will say too, though, it seems a really good point on not being able to please everybody and all that. I think that this pack really, that's almost been greatly muted. I think even the collective, the collective body of us players, from the content creators to the casual, everyone seems amped for this pack. The whining, the cut downs, I've noticed a very, very pretty substantial shift to across the board. Even my, I don't want to call them complainers, but my usual type community members that are usually, typically pretty critical of packs and whatever. Even they are ready to go for Tuesday. That's why I think this is such a special game defining pack for this franchise, and can send it in an incredible direction.
I think a lot of it is that we're psyched for this pack that we don't even have yet for diving mechanics, but it shows that they're still working on groundbreaking things for Planet Zoo. It's like in Planet Coaster, and it's we always compare Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo and everything, but in Planet Coaster up until this point we had gotten some kind of groundbreaking things like picnic benches. We always make fun, but that was a groundbreaking thing for the community and everything. And we got dark rides, and we got this, that, and the other thing. Planet Zoo just feels like the first year, and again, PaulsLey bring up a great point with the pandemic going on, and just 2020 can just be a mulligan. Let's just try again if we could. But it just feels like the packs leading up to this were kind of whimpering on kind of thing. Here's a polar bear. Yeah, here, South America, 4 animals for the whole continent. It's just okay, but where's the juice? Where's the meat? And this finally is showing okay, there's not only have they been working on obviously diving mechanics, but that makes you think what's the next big thing that we're going to see them come out with, aviaries or digging mechanics or other big community.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to ask you and Paul. Is this pack more indicative of where the game is going? Because a lot of just to bring in some detractors comments, if as far as swimming animals go, do you think we will see more going forward, or are these the 4 that they really wanted to hit on?
This
is the teaser.
As far as I'm concerned, this is them flexing their muscles and showing us what they can do. I mean, I have this conversation with a lot of people, especially when I'm doing live streams and stuff, because they'll say about, have you seen this, and why haven't we got this from Planet Coaster and stuff, and I tried to explain to them that Planet Coaster was getting updates and things for years. There was DLCs flying at us every 12 weeks, was it, when we played Planet Coaster, something like that?
Yeah, pretty consistently. Yep.
And it was over a year until we got custom billboards, and then really amazing stuff kept coming. And
Yeah, you're right,
they
Paul.
added-
People are
There was
really
a lot to come.
impatient with this title,
There was
you
a
know?
lot more to come. I mean, come on, if this was EA, they'd have already took the soul of your firstborn child for half of a deal.
Right.
So,
Right, yeah, I feel that. I feel that people are really impatient with this title, and you know that's kind of we're like, just let this develop, and let's give them time to really flesh this out. I mean, I know the game's been out a year, but I feel with this pack, given the circumstances, it's, you know, they're primed to start firing on all cylinders with this, and I think Tuesday is going to be the turn of the keys, so to speak.
absolutely. I mean, I had Shantae in a live stream quite a while ago, and she was saying that like from going from Planet Coaster to Planet Zoo, when they were like learning, you know, doing more from the mechanics and making it more towards 4K because they were getting better with console production because they were doing Planet Coaster console at the time and everything. She was like, they're really, you can tell that they're really getting much better at like what's the word, optimizing and stuff like that. And I have to agree. If you look at Planet Coaster to Planet Zoo, I think Planet Zoo is much better optimized than Planet Coaster was, and you can just imagine what's going to either come with further updates, or when we hit Planet Coaster 2, or if we ever get a Planet Zoo 2, or Planet, I don't know, Planet, God, what space, whatever game.
Yeah, Planet Golf, Planet Prison.
I just think it's gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and you got to remember these are the guys who made Roller Coaster Tycoon 3,
Right.
you know. And then, you know, you look at things like Roller Coaster Tycoon World. What a pile of crap that was. You know,
Yeah.
I think they've done a fantastic job, and I find that the people who are impatient are the same people who will moan that they've been playing the game for 40 minutes and they can't make the world's best zoo.
Right.
This isn't a game for the you know, Call of Duty
5 minute. Yeah, this.
It's a lot of time and a lot of effort, and to me, it's relaxing to spend 10 hours building a wall. It might not be for some people, but for me it is. So I just think they need to chill and live and give Frontier a chance to actually do it. It's $7.99 for a DLC. I mean, $7.99 for hundreds of building pieces, scenarios and levels and animals and all these free updates that we get. I think $7.99. Obviously, I think in the US, what is it? Is it $9.99?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, we're not asking you to like take out a loan against your house or something for this. We're talking about a $10 little DLC pack and I will tell you this too, Paul. Yesterday, I spent more hours in Planet Zoo yesterday than I have in probably the last 6 months.
You're bored.
That was a Saturday not wasted.
No, I kind of been doing the same for the past few days too. I haven't felt this excited about a pack and a DLC since release, basically. Like I was pretty excited for South America pack, but that's because as a builder, a lot of the temple pieces and the recolorable stuff was really, really handy. But as far as like an overall pack, which is interesting because this pack actually has less scenery pieces, the same amount of animals that we've been getting, but combined with update 1.4, you know, the whole kind of package deal that we're getting, this is like a must-have update and DLC kind of thing coming. And yeah, you could tell the community can feel it too, because again, you look at the trailer number, amount of views, you look at their Twitter posts and everything, it's just the community, so many people are coming back to this title, which is a good thing to see, especially for those of us that cover and play Planet Zoo a lot. The more people we can get to come back or to grow the numbers, the better for us, basically.
Absolutely. I've had loads and loads and loads of messages over the last couple of days because I put up a video when it was announced on the new thing I'm doing, and I got loads of messages of people saying, "Oh, this is the pack that's going to pull me back into the game." And they're great messages to get. You know, they make you think that, oh, okay, well, this is a fantastic step in the right direction for Frontier, because I don't think they get the praise they deserve, Frontier, to be honest. So hopefully this will get people to be nicer. I'm going to use the term nicer. I could have said not repellents, but I'm going to say nicer.
Yeah, and just be more understanding of, you know, the kind of the situation that they're in, and I just hopefully people come out the other side of this a little more appreciative of what they were able to make happen, because you got to figure if this was being worked on, like you said, from their living rooms, from their home offices, you know, through Zoom calls, this was a I'm assuming was a pretty massive undertaking to coordinate all this from home instead of being in a nice Frontier too, brand new office. They were just gonna they were really kicking off their first year in the new digs, and then disaster hit. I just definitely feel for them in the situation that they're in, trying to bring us entertainment. And what a way for them to cap off 2020. Let's end this on a high note. Let's roll into 2021 with our expectations and our hype high. That is really I think it's so fun about rolling into next week. Just capping off what has been such a crap year, starting with this.
It's been awful, and without beating the same drum over and over again, they did it from home, people. I think they deserve a round of applause for what they've managed to achieve working from home. So
now to play, I guess, devil's advocate, because you always have to have the counter argument, of course. So some people bring up in chat kind of good points. So for those of us that played Planet Coaster so much, we had customizable billboards and our Vista points and different things like that. And then switching over to Planet Zoo, where we kind of miss out on some of those things. And some would argue, and I'm one of those, that customizable billboards and Vista points are almost more important in Planet Zoo than it is in Planet Coaster. It's so I totally get the that they they did a lot from home this year, and they can't foresee what happened and stuff. But it also, the base game of Planet Zoo, and I totally get where some people have this argument, the base game of Planet Zoo, it feels like it's still catching up in ways to Planet Coaster, which is kind of a weird thing to think about. But it feels like they just had to, in my reasoning for it, I guess, my rationale is that the team feels like they had to kind of focus on other things in Planet Zoo and kind of leave other things in Planet Coaster to the wayside. But yeah, I just don't fully understand always the thinking behind it. But yeah, I guess that's just the devil's advocate argument there.
I actually have an answer to that, just so you know. Have you ever built a park in Planet Coaster with massive amounts of custom billboards? Because I did one where every ride had ride cameras with
and they don't work half the time.
When I took them out, it ran like a dream. The second I put them back in, they ran like crap. The whole park ran like crap. I think that they
so you're thinking technical issue.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they were that resource heavy that they may have been a little worried about dropping them into a game at release that could have already caused. I mean, we had a lot of issues at the start of Planet Zoo with feeders and all that sort of stuff, which is to be expected for quite an interactive game. But I think they actually made the right move in removing things like custom billboards and stuff that could have caused more issues. I would 100% be sure that we will get them at some point, because like you said, Drew, the more important in Planet Zoo, you want to make education boards,
right?
I mean, for your habitats and make them amazing.
This will be just like your ride, hundreds of billboards and posters throughout the zoo.
Exactly. And I think that they know that people will hammer them, and they know they have to get them spot on. And in Planet Coaster, we use them quite a lot. I use them more for templates, for making things more than anything else, like writing and signs and stuff.
But sure.
I genuinely believe that they probably will. They know that we need it. It's like the barrier. I mean, the barrier I think is ridiculous. Not getting that at the start was a stupid idea. But I think the billboards, I think they need more. I think they're probably working on them to the point where they actually work when you put more than 100 in. Because look at the zoos that you have all made. I did like Pulpa Sanctuary. You've got Koali Zoo, and you've got what's the one the lady did that was massive. You've got there's loads. Everyone's done a massive zoo. Every creator's done a huge zoo. Imagine how many billboards are going to be in that zoo.
Right.
For all these habitats.
That's a really good point with the optimization, because you even see it with Planet Coaster Council Edition that they're kind of not that. I don't know, this is kind of a touchy one, but it seems like they're really trying to push the optimization without hindering the user experience. But on the flip side of that, it's like, but just give it to me and let me do that. Still, if I want to tank my FPS to do billboards, let me do it.
Yeah, let me do it.
The billboards would be so cool for storytelling.
Absolutely.
But I totally understand what you're saying, though, and the reasoning, like the optimization, because that is a good point, though. Between Planet Coaster to Planet Zoo, the optimization is ridiculously better. Like, I can get such a huge zoo before it started to really bunker down loading time wise compared to Planet Coaster.
Absolutely. I mean, it's tricky. I know it's tricky for them, and we'll all criticize and stuff, but I imagine there's a lot on their drawing board that they've got coming for us. So.
Sure.
Yes, just to the other person in the chat. Yes, I did do 500 flamingos in one habitat in the game.
Why
horribly.
wouldn't you?
It did not go well. But to be fair, I did it in the middle of a full zoo. I think if I'd done it in an empty park, then maybe it might have worked a bit more. But
Right. Well, that's just like when in Planet Coaster when we got the glass pieces, and they're like they might cause optimization issues, and someone's like, challenge accepted, and then filled their entire map with glass pieces. So you mean you have to break the game sometimes. Challenge.
yeah, I mean, they said to me a few months ago that you can't make water float in midair. I proved them wrong.
You did it. That was such a cool trick.
What you've got to do, someone says you can't do it, I think you'll find I can. So
Yeah.
And you may as well just like redo that video for now, because that invisible water trick or whatever, the overhead bridge water is going to be so handy now for aquariums and semi-aquatic animals and everything. So
to be honest, following my analytics for the last couple of since the announcement, there's a lot of my videos have like massively picked up in views and things, and some of them are like obviously the tutorials and stuff have picked up, but like I built an implied penguin habitat quite a while ago and stuff, and it's like doubled in views in the last.
Right, I noticed that. Yeah. I've noticed that with subs too, and I haven't really done anything different. It's just I put out one video, but all of a sudden the subs were almost just 1 or 2 a day. Like yesterday, I gained like 21 new subs. So definitely eyeballs are coming back. But one of my next points too, Paul, and I'm probably going to get killed by the this isn't an aquarium simulator, but do you think that this leads to things like sharks? Does it lead to an aquarium type experience down the road, or?
I don't think it will. I think Planet Zoo have been. By the way, hello everyone who keeps saying hello to me. I think they've played it very clever with this pack, and I think the animals that they've chosen, you do see in zoos. They're very well cared for, stuff, and things like that. Whales, sharks, dolphins, they're not made to be in zoos and enclosed spaces, and I honestly think that they do the game more harm than good if they brought in animals like that really shouldn't be. I mean, I want to build a Free Willy habitat, but I'd rather they didn't bring I'd rather personally they didn't bring them into the game. But who knows? I mean, they may do it. I think.
You kind of saw like they kind of dipped their toe in it a little bit with polar bears, and then the way they did it was just kind of weird and not like a zoo. So it's like
with the massive requirement,
exactly, with the ginormous, and it's like, okay, if you're gonna do that for the polar bears, like I get where you're coming from, but A, that's more like a wildlife sanctuary than a zoo. B, elephants, are you gonna redo those too? Because they need like double the room of like a polar bear and stuff. It's just, when you start to go into that kind of stuff, you get into some weird choppy waters. And I think, Paul, I think you're 100% correct that they're just not even going to mess with it. The most I think we see is like a smaller or an exhibit box that you can fill with random fish A, B, and C. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I mean, I think fish will be very different if they ever give us them. I think they're going to go down one or two routes. It'll either be animatronics or they will bring in exhibits with fish. Like that just go in a set pattern of movements. Or
tropical fish.
I think we need, if they gave us modular exhibits, where you can make them bigger, maybe like you could make it, what are they now, 4 meters by 4 meters? If you could make them say 12 by 12, I think that'd be much better. But I can't see them giving us like fish that keepers have to go and feed and guests can stand and look at over a bridge and stuff like that.
I don't think so either.
Unless animatronics.
Yep.
And honestly, I don't think we see that because I don't even know if it's a development standpoint, but I think as a business decision, that's the same reason that you didn't see Planet Coaster get some form of wild expansion, just like RCT3 did, or swimming pools and water parks and stuff expansion, just because from a business standpoint, why would they do that when they very well could flesh out an entire brand new game with its own DLCs and everything with it? So I think if they were going to do it, you'd see Planet Aquarium and Planet Water Park.
Right, and think of how shallow the animal experience would have been if it would have just been an expansion to Planet Coaster. Like,
with 4 animals.
It would have been nothing like what we've received with this. Don't get me wrong, I would love to recreate like a Busch Gardens type type scenario, but definitely looking back now, like me from a year ago, I can't believe that I even entertained the thought of this could have been as good as this if it would have stayed within the Planet Coaster universe.
Yeah, definitely not. I think they made the right choice, but I also think that there's things they could do now. Like, I think Planet Coaster would massively benefit from having like peafowl and flamingos in a theme park.
Yeah.
I think it would, but nothing, you're not going to stick a lion in there. And on the other hand, I mean, I'm sure you may have seen me building fairground rides lately. I think that Planet Zoo could benefit from a Ferris wheel and a carousel 100%. And dungeons and just a little tiny theme park. I don't think it'd be too bad to just do little transitions between them. But, have to wait and see. So I'll just continue to spend 70,000 pieces on a Ferris wheel until then.
Yep, and we'll keep putting them in our zoos and wondering, why is my zoo slowing down so much?
Yeah. Every time I go near this wall, it crashes. So,
PaulsLey strikes again.
I put that in a zoo that I promised everyone I would watch Piece Count on. So,
and the first thing you do, 70,000.
It didn't go well. I apologize to everybody for Zooable. So
you tried though, so I mean, at least there's that. You did try. So
I tried.
Yeah.
I gave it at least 7 minutes of thought.
So speaking of the, I knew there's the new DLC coming up. I knew I wanted to ask you. You already kind of announced a new Aqua Zoo that you're doing. Are there any other kind of fun plans you have that you can talk about now before the pack releases that you have for the channel and everything?
Just a giant tank with them all in for a fight.
Just throw them all in. Yeah.
Death match.
Honestly, the only thing I'm massively pushing on is the one zoo thing. There will be other videos that I usually do.
Sure.
Like I look at the pack and the update and stuff like that. I don't do videos like, obviously I know you guys and even Rudy and the lady and everyone's putting videos out at the minute on various things like concept designs or the screenshots and stuff. I can't do them videos. I can't. It's nothing against the videos or you guys. I just can't do them because I can't see it in front of me. So the only videos I'll do will be a zoo or stuff I can actually show people. So I'll probably do the pack, like an overview of the update, and then maybe some videos showing the animals themselves. But then my main focus will be on the next series of what was Didgeridoo when we did that. So.
Man, I totally understand. I totally understand when you're coming from with the picture videos and stuff. Like, again, I'm not like get your content, boo boo. Get your couple thousand views for it. But I can't do it either, man. I really like the single pictures. Like, look at this picture of the otter. Cool.
That was a bit bitchy. Come on, play nice. We're a lovely community, all of you.
Yeah, I'm just kind of too. I'm kind of too.
Down this road.
I'm kind of too lazy for that now. I used to cover like every screenshot that would come out, and people are probably wondering like, why didn't S-Dan talk about that otter picture that came out? I'm just kind of lazy nowadays. Before, yes, I would like, as soon as that came out, I'd be running downstairs, putting on the mic, let's talk about this for 10 minutes. But now I guess I'm just more of like the bigger picture. Let's just wait until it's out and do a well thought out, video of it. So it's probably my laziness. I probably should cover, the day-to-day news a little better, but
I think I don't see anything wrong with anyone doing videos on screenshots or announcements because it grows the hype train. I personally can't do them, and the reason I can't do them is because I will give someone the wrong information that will come back to bite me in the arse.
100%, right?
That's what will happen. I will say something that I reckon we'll get they'll give us a turtle. I mean, I called the tortoises turtles when the game came out, and I spent 3 weeks answering comments on a video about what a turtle was versus a tortoise. So that's the only reason I don't do videos like that. I can't do them because it just causes drama. And unlike a lot of other YouTubers, I answer every single comment, message, instant message, tweet, every single thing that gets sent to me. I answer them all. So I'd rather limit them.
That's
to
cool.
people not going, you were a total dickhead because you said this wrong. I'd rather get ones like, can you help me with this, rather than give me your address so I can mail elephant poo to you. That's why.
See, sometimes inadvertently, those are the best comments because they'll like actually go to like all your videos and like watch them and then comment that, and we're like, hey, if you want to be a royal prick, that's fine, but you're helping my channel.
While you're there, please.
Yeah. You're giving me engagement. You're watching my video. Like, dude, you're helping all of my click-through rates and everything. Like, that's
A
cool.
lot of people don't understand that. They don't understand that leaving a bad comment and a thumbs down is actually quite good for your channel.
It's engagement.
Yeah, I don't think they understand, to be honest.
Right. So it's like, okay, if you want to keep doing it, that's fine.
Oh yeah, sometimes people will start fighting in my comments over the way an animal looks, and it's like I'll look on my phone and it'll be like 60 comments later, and these guys are just calling each other morons and saying that's not the length of the elephant ear to the ground, you idiot. And there's 70 comments later. I'm like, well, thanks for the engagement, guys, but play nice.
Yeah. Listen, play nice. Just to clarify, before we even think of moving on, I'm not having a go at anyone for how they post the videos on anything. I was merely stating that I can't do it. I don't begrudge anybody posting videos like that. I know everyone knows who I'm talking about, and they also know that you two have had your issues, and I'm not going down that fucking wormhole. I think everybody is doing great videos. I just am very selective with how I post my videos and what I choose to do.
You know, people do have a good selection out there right now. Everyone that has decided to do this is making quality content. I mean, not talking about like the people with like, 2-3 million subs that jump in and just, do the dumb stuff. That has its place. But I'm talking about the people that...
Remember Josh's Zoo on the Moon?
That was the best video I've ever seen. I'm talking about people that are like...
Is the exception to those dumb videos.
Yeah.
That came out as perfect.
Yeah, I'm talking about the people that are here like in the trenches every day making videos. It's good content right now. And this perfectly brings us into this next segment, Paul, and that is, we've got a couple personal questions for you here, starting out with what brought you to this place? What was there a series a couple years ago you were watching and said, I want to do YouTube too, or how did it happen?
Mine actually came from Jonty. Everything I started actually came from Jonty, because when Planet Coaster came out, I started searching YouTube and stuff for Planet Coaster, and the first person I came across was Jonty. And he was doing, it was the park where he did, was it like the rum races, like the pirate go-karts through the ship?
Yeah.
It was mad because I was subbed to him before he even hit 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, I was too. I remember Jonty had like 277 subscribers when I found him.
Crazy.
But it's that's same as you, Paul. I mean, the blow ups of you guys has been so insanely impressive to watch. Just from knowing where you started, and like I remember when this guy had 80 subs, and it's just that is cool. Just to Paul Bottom.
They're all bots. No one watches. I remember he was the reason I started YouTube, because I watched him. It's weird because I said to the wife the other day, look at this, because I go back and watch his original videos when I get stuck for creativity and stuff, and I said, look at the difference between Jonty back then to now. And he was quite nervous at the start. And then I watched my beginning videos, and I was nervous when I started. And what I did was I watched him go from nervous to quite confident and really grow a community. And for anyone who doesn't know, I don't go outside. So my limited contact with people is like immediate family. I wanted a platform where I could talk to other people of similar interests, if that made sense. So they had, it's difficult to speak to Dave in the post office about Planet Zoo when he stood there holding it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like...
That's a good point.
Do this. Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't expect it to go the way it did. For those who don't know, I had a channel before this. I had the same channel. It was called PaulsLey. We had an issue. It had to be binned, and I was actually climbing on that one. So then I actually approached Jonty and I asked him for advice, and he gave me massive amounts of advice, and he gave me massive amounts of help. And every time I had a question, I'd go back to him, and what I did was I looked at what games were coming, and I knew Planet Zoo was coming, so I planned everything around the launch of Planet Zoo, like every single video. All the tutorials you've seen, the majority of them were planned before the game released.
See, Drew and I had serious intentions of doing that, but then like lazy got in the way, And you really followed through with it. Drew and I, we talked a good game about it, but when it really dropped, we're just like, okay, let's just build a zoo and have fun. And,
And then here's PaulsLey, just a freight train coming with tutorials on paths and terrain and shops.
And so many people were searching for that.
That was perfect, man. No, and it was,
Paul did not waste his Planet Coaster experience. If any of us didn't, Paul
I
didn't.
didn't really do anything online. It was playing it, so I just had loads of hours into the game. So
100%.
Well, let me ask you this. Oh, go ahead, Paul.
no, yeah, see, I had a bit of a slight advantage because I approached Frontier, with the beta and stuff at the start, and I got massive amounts of support from Frontier with being able to see things and play things before others, and I had no one. I didn't have any. I didn't have massive amounts of subscribers and stuff. And I said to the wife, because when the old channel tanked, the old channel was built on 2 Point Hospital, and it went pretty well. And then when the new channel came out, me and the wife sat down and we made a plan because she knew I was stressed with it all, trying to restart again. It's a crap experience to go from building a little community to having to start again. And you're like, what's the point? So we made a deal that if Planet Zoo didn't take off, that we would bin YouTube altogether.
Well, and Paul, and I think for me personally, I could never repay Frontier for the kindness that they showed me when I'm still a nobody, but
just before the pack's released, you get sucked in.
Right, before I was nothing. I had 30 subs, and the community managers still gave me that Planet Coaster alpha access, and the Frontier I think works better with smaller content creators than any gaming company I've ever interacted with. They really are on the lookout for up and coming creators. There is no one too small to promote their games. And that's commendable.
I fully agree. I think one of the main reasons, at least I love Planet Zoo and the community, is because of how friendly everyone is. I mean, you look at us three, and you look at because obviously I'm in chats with Rudy and the lady and stuff, and we're all technically competition. However you want to put it to each other, we are all technically competition for each other. But I know for a fact that tomorrow I could message the lady and say, I need help with this video, and she would help me. There'd be no questions or anything. She'd help me, and if she messaged me saying I need to do this, I would help her, and same with you guys. And it doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some people do have some issues. I have a few content creators I don't speak to because for personal reasons. Obviously, we all know about you and Rudy. It just happens. It does just happen, unfortunately. But I think that the main thing that draws me to Planet Zoo, not just because I love building in creative games and stuff, is the way the community is built, the way Frontier manages it, and the way they look after everybody regardless of size. And it's just you are a member of the community, and that's it.
Well, and it's great because it's kind of going off of what you said about talking to Dave at the post office. We're all nerds, but we're also niche nerds.
Right. There's not many of us. I mean, really.
We're a very selective group. So sure, like you said, that is a good point that we technically all are competition, but and in a sense, when I first started, that's how I looked at YouTube in a way, because my natural tendency is to look at everything in a competition just to be the best kind of thing. But then you start to you start to talk to these people and be like, well, I like theme parks, and you like theme parks. We're just the theme park in this digital world, we're making model railroads basically, and same thing with zoos. And the zoo community is amazing, basically.
And you've turned into a robot.
I'm a robot now because the internet connection sucks.
But that's what that's another thing, Paul, that I appreciate about Drew so much too, is there is no stupid question to him. No matter what I have to write him and ask, or what to click on, or how does this work, nothing is too dumb for him to be like, come on, dude, you don't.
Somewhere. I also asked those, what you think is a stupid question. I had to ask those stupid questions too at some point. And someone had to pay it forward. So.
Yeah, and Paul, now I know hindsight's 20/20, but my next question on my notes to ask you, if you had to start over, what do you know now that you wish Paul from 2 years ago, 3 years ago knew?
3 years ago. Oh dear me. No, I mean,
a lot happened in between then. Yeah,
there's a lot happened. I think my biggest downfall so far is one that I only recently decided to stop, which is to stop being a massive knobhead. And that's, I know that sounds harsh, but to stop myself being a knobhead with people. And I used to respond to a lot of comments and questions that, like, if they get your back up and you respond in a stupid way. Well, I carried that on for quite a while. And if someone sent me some really harsh criticism or called me something, I'd try and respond in like a funny way or something,
Right.
and then I'd post it on Twitter. And that's, that's the wrong thing to do. And it took me a while to realize that recently, there's a lot of Planet Zoo Discords. Recently, one of them popped up. And in my Discord server, we have quite a running joke where anytime Planet Zoo post anything where something could be new, I'll pop up and go, I know nothing, I say nothing, I'll get in trouble. Even, whether I know something or not. And that, I've seen loads of screenshots appear in other Discords of people saying, I know something and there's a DLC coming, and it was like, oh crap. So next thing I know, I'm speaking to Shantae about the fact that I'm not trying to leak anything and I know nothing. And it's like, I was literally trying to have a joke. And it came back to bite me in the backside. It really did. And it made me realize that, I've gone from having 200 subs to 35,000 subs,
a bit more. Voice is louder.
I had to really grow up and be more professional with how I do things and how I approach things. So I've stopped doing things like getting offended when people send me harsh criticism, or if
I'm the same way, man, and especially with you, it's so personal because you don't have this big giant team that's answering these comments and editing your videos. It's like Paul and his wife, and it's you two, and that's it. So I can see where, I'm right there with you. I take bad comments or snarky passive aggressive comments so stinking personal, and I'm right there with you and trying to work on that. And
I guess I wanted to ask for both of you a little bit, because I've been in the streaming world for a while now, and
longer than both of us, I think.
What's that?
You're an old man. You've been here longer than both of us.
I'm just an old man, and I have less subs than both of you.
Oh, dear Drew!
But like I said, so I've been streaming for a long time, and it's especially with streaming more so, but at least once a stream you'll get, like you said, some knob or just some 12-year-old who's just trying to be funny or whatever. So you just start to kind of pass it off. Do you guys think that streaming has kind of helped you kind of get that armor that you need to kind of just be like, whatever, dumb comment number 12, go away, who cares? Or
taking a long time. Honestly, right. There's people in your chat now who I have blocked on various social media platforms, probably for nothing, probably for just a stupid comment. And I've probably got to go through and unblock a lot of people, but I really let it get to me. I really did. My wife will say that, and I would respond, and I get into an argument with someone online, and it's like, you've got to learn when you're doing YouTube, or I hate the word influencer. I am tiny in the world of YouTube, but you've really got to learn very quickly to be professional and try and be friendly. And the amount of people, one in particular recently, he sent me a really horrible comment, and I replied in kind. And it ended up turning into him being quite an okay guy, and he was just frustrated with the game.
Yeah.
So right. I've kind of been pivoting and doing that a little bit too. Almost like it's weird. Like somebody will send me, a bad comment about my voice or accent or whatever, and I'll comment like Paul. Like this is what I've started doing. I'll comment back and I'll say, I wish you wouldn't think that way of me, with a sad face, and I'll leave it at that. And I think that it not only makes me feel better, but probably makes that person feel like shit. And it's like a win-win for me. I just instead of
want everyone to feel like shit, really.
Yeah, instead of taking the way of oh well, you know what? I was gonna see if you had a quick second to go to hell. I just So I've kind of taken a more Zen approach to comments lately. I just kind of think,
it's like the age-old thing, and it sounds so cheesy and hokey. And again, my in my professional career, I do like early childhood, like learning kind of stuff. So having to deal with little kids probably helps me realize this too. But taking the high road, like 9 times out of 10, is going to end in a really good result. Like you might not at first, it's going to suck, and the person's going to sit there and belittle you and all that fun stuff. But you got to remember, like if someone's doing that, like usually they're just like either sad, lonely, or they might be legitimately pissed off, but they're just taking their anger at something else that's not really the issue. But if you take 2 seconds to get through that wall and just talk to them as a human, they will appreciate the hell out of you, and it will, like you said, Paul, you'll usually have a great conversation afterwards.
You can honestly, it's just about breaking down barriers. And I think my biggest thing was my barrier of just being an arsehole. And I'll happily hold my hands up that I have been an arsehole with some people when they've rubbed me up the wrong. Don't get me wrong, it's like 1 in 1,000 comments or something like that. But I have been a proper arse with some people and it's the wrong way to be, because it is definitely just the wrong way to be. It's not professional. It looks ridiculous. It makes you look like a total dickhead. And it just rubs people up the wrong way about you.
You bring up a really good point, because you say out of let's say you get 1,000 upvotes and 1 downvote on a video. You're like,
you're like, who's that dick?
Did the downvote? I don't even care about the.
And Paul is 100% correct. When I say I get like a bad comment, I mean like 1 every month maybe. But I used to dwell. Like, no matter how many good comments you guys send me, I would think about that one that sounds like, like, this guy sounds like his dad's his uncle. Where's this dick come from? And I'm like, really?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from?
I think we're in the wrong. I think you're straying a bit there, to be honest.
We just let S-Dan talk. We just let him talk.
Hey, PaulsLey's wife showed up to the stream. Everybody say hi to Miss PaulsLey.
It's time to go, Paul.
I've got to behave now. So,
it's the time to go.
Paul still has 10 minutes to play.
I'm still allowed out. Believe me, no Mrs. PaulsLey, no channel.
That's awesome.
More than anyone else. So
I remember Casey used to make fun of me for she'd say, well, like when people would say, what do you think about him doing these videos and stuff? And she'd say, well, it pays our Netflix bill. So, that's about pays Netflix. So I'm cool with it.
So good.
Well, I'm not monetized, I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't be anything without the significant others would be there to be like, sorry, honey, I just need to wake up at 5:30 in the morning tomorrow because Frontier's releasing a new DLC, so I'll try and be really quiet as I record and stuff.
10 minutes later, you're like, hey, everybody!
Are we hype? Sorry.
But, well, Paul, now, kind of leading into my last couple questions here. Do you, nowadays, do you design for self-expression as your main goal, or are you doing it with the viewers in mind, or
I've got an
kind
IQ
of
7? Can you simplify that?
Smaller words.
Smaller words. 2 syllables at the most, please.
1, 2.
You're gonna have to give me the question again. I wasn't even listening. Sorry.
Go on. Wait a minute. So are you designing for when you jump into these zoos and stuff? Are you designing? Has your experience with gaming changed now that you do it for YouTube? Or do you ever play any games off camera anymore? Or
that's the problem, isn't it? Because it takes up a lot of time, and obviously I've got a family and a wife and kids, and it's very rare I'll get to sit down and play a game just for me anymore, something like that. Or me and my wife recently played, we played Pokemon on the Switch together and stuff like that. My wife's a big gamer. It's it's crazy because every time you play a game, you feel guilty you're not recording it, and it's an odd feeling.
Drew and I both know exactly what you mean by that. It's like a waste. It's like you're having fun, but you're like, man, I should be recording this. This is wasted content.
But it's different for you guys because I haven't monetized my channel or my Twitch or anything. I don't care about that. So I understand that for some people, whoever, John T, Delaney, Rudy, you two, whatever, anyone who might rely on income from YouTube or something, it can be really stressful. So I can't imagine how stressful it is for you guys. But I think if I did that and I had to focus on the numbers constantly, I think it'd drive me mad. I really do.
Does that kind of, and if you don't want to talk about this, that's fine, but does that kind of jump back to, you were doing YouTube pretty hard there for a little bit, then you kind of took the switch over to Twitch, and now you're kind of back onto YouTube. Is that kind of a driving factor between that? Just kind of like the stress of numbers?
No, that was YouTube being a knob.
That's true. I did. Yeah, I forgot. I watched that.
Yeah,
update
what
video.
happened was
Right.
they were
Right.
censoring me. It's like it went
Did they ever give you an explanation as to what the hell?
No, it's random because it just started one day where, like, I'd go into a live stream and they were censoring everything I did, everything I said in any live stream, no matter who it was.
You were the most
They were
annoying
holding
commenter for
review.
that. It wasn't your fault.
Yeah, I was putting up and I'd put up videos and they get held back by YouTube and then taken down and said they were inappropriate comment. And it's like, it's a 2-point hospital video. What is possibly inappropriate about that? And then when you try and contact them on Twitter, you're clearly talking to someone with an IQ lower than mine, because they send you like a scripted answer over and over again, and they're like, you need to speak to the person doing the live stream because they've probably got you moderated. And it's like, well, all 8,000 channels have moderated just me. It's like, no. So
yeah, something's up.
Yeah, I left. I put an announcement out. I said, I'm done with YouTube. It's a pile of crap. I'm going over to Twitch. And I went to Twitch and it blew up immediately. Like, we hit partner requirements in like 4 streams, or well, I think
Nice.
4 streams.
Yeah,
We hit all that. We were averaging like 110 viewers. I mean, I was building a set of drawers on a stream at one point, and I had like 130 people watching me. It was like, honestly, this is a Wednesday afternoon. What are you people doing watching drawers? But as soon as I started on Twitch, it was strange. I finally got through to somebody on YouTube I've been trying to speak to forever. And I actually, believe it or not, I got to speak to a person at YouTube, a real breathing person.
You're like one of nobody to ever have done that.
It was weird. They looked at my channel and she came back to me. Her name was Maxine. She was lovely. She came back to me and she said, I've looked at your account and I really cannot see why everything's being held. She said, I just don't understand. She said, I've looked at your content. There's nothing wrong with your channel. And I was like, okay, so can we fix it? She was like, yeah, okay. So next thing you know, everything's been lifted. Drew, I think Drew and Wee Hours Games were the first streams I went to just to test it. And I remember Drew's reaction going, oh, I didn't have to approve that. And I was like,
it took me a second to realize, like, wait, I'm talking to PaulsLey show.
It was just insane. And then I got 2 or 3 emails within the space of a day or so saying your videos have been reinstated and all this, and all the channel strikes were taken down. And it was like, oh, and relax. And then it was like, I announced it on my Discord server, and for my Discord server, it's quite a big one. Like, there's quite a lot of members, and I announced it, and I was like, I'm still just going to stay on Twitch. And people were like, no, we really want you to come back to YouTube. So it was like, right, okay, so all the community stuff I do, so like community creations and zoo tours and stuff like that, I've started them back up again, and I'm putting them back onto YouTube because people prefer that on YouTube. So all community stuff will go on YouTube, but all my personal live streaming will be staying on Twitch. So
okay, that's a good plan.
That's cool.
And, yeah, this kind of touches on what we were talking about earlier, but yeah, when you're not making Planet Zoo content on YouTube, it can be felt like the ripple effect to us, like creators with lesser subs and views and everything. You can kind of feel that because your community will go with you, right? I mean, same for SJ and myself, Jonty, and everyone. If someone, or Daylady, like Daylady's a good example too. She was, or she still does, I can't remember. Was streaming on Twitch as well as YouTube, and you can kind of feel like her audience kind of going back and forth between the platforms because you like I see like less views if she's not on the platform and you're not on the platform, so it's interesting to see the ripple effect.
Yeah, it was weird because when I left, people were joining Twitch just to watch me. I must have had several hundred messages of people saying, I'm going to join Twitch just so I can carry on watching you. And it's a weird feeling because, I mean, a year ago I had like a few hundred subscribers, and we're screaming at 40,000 now, and it's like, why the hell do these people want to watch me whinge about why a wall won't turn left? Well,
crazy, people have mentioned it in chat, and I think that's why a lot of us Planet Zoo creators, it's just a matter of getting eyes on their content, because authenticity for the Planet Zoo content creators is high. You're not going to go into a Planet Zoo stream. Well, some of them I have actually, and see them going, "Oh my God, the FPS are going to kill you! It's so exciting!" It's like, okay, just
not Call of Duty.
Yeah. Oh my God, look at this fucking zebra.
Right, okay, could you be a real person for 2 seconds and let's just talk, okay? You don't do that in the community.
And you know what, too, Paul? Deladies, she has some pretty good success with dropping in some other little games. Does that give you anxiety to try new games, or?
No, definitely not. I did Commandos 2, the HD remaster. So I dropped it in, and then I got contacted from the developers, and they were like, "We really like how you play the game. We want you to be the face of the Steam store page, and where we
nice.
We want to see the game." And so when they launched the remaster, they whenever you clicked on Steam, it was me that was playing. They used my footage. They sent me loads of codes to give away, and this, that, and the other. And whenever anyone asked, on the website, it was directed to me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I've had that from a few now. So Drew, like something I'm doing. I don't know
Drew and I have kind of picked up an interesting relationship from the Prehistoric Kingdom people. They're like messaging us, and their community guy usually watches all the Take2 podcasts. Hey, Mr. Goose, if you're out there,
speaking of relationships in Prehistoric Kingdom, Paul, you know those guys over there a little bit, don't you? There,
I may know Prehistoric Kingdom.
I may know.
I will be covering Prehistoric Kingdom when it releases.
Us too.
Yes. And you said you're a mod over there, right? Or
I volunteered to be a mod on the next stream and the streams after that. Yes, because they didn't have any effort in the last one. So I contacted them. And they contacted me back, and they were like, "Yep, okay. As soon as we're streaming next, you can. We'll send you an email and get you started." So.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. But is that kind of, for future games? We're talking about Planet Zoo a lot and everything, and still hyped about that. But as far as 2021-22 comes up, is kind of Prehistoric Kingdom and Paralives and stuff like that kind of your next big looks?
I have a list. I have a big list. The issue is, with Planet Zoo, you've got to stick to a niche, haven't you? And Commandos, I think I was just very lucky with that the developers liked what I was doing and picked me up. But, for example, if I started playing Call of Duty tomorrow and finding out how many 12-year-olds have slept with my mum, I think I honestly think we'd have issues on the channel, to be honest.
I hope they never find my mom. They were going to do terrible things.
When I announced I was leaving YouTube, I lost what was it, on 1,000 subscribers in a day.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's just kind of shady, though. Look at it like this, Paul. You probably didn't want those 1,000 around. Like, if that's all it took for them to jump ship, that's kind of,
Every member of my community is welcome, whether they watch one video or 1,000. They're all welcome.
No.
So.
Stan's like, no, you know what? They can go
out. You don't watch every video 8 times. You're not welcome. Right.
You better watch every video from beginning to end. Like, comment, all
subscribe,
that stuff.
Share it to every member of your family or else.
Otherwise,
yes.
You're dead to me. You're basically dead to me.
Yeah. And send money. No, I'm joking.
PayPal me, thanks.
But yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. It's been one hell of a year, to be honest. So
yeah, no kidding. Definitely. So I guess since we're kind of coming to the end of our hour there, the big question I'm sure on everyone's mind for PaulsLey is what animal are you going to build first? What are you going to do first for the new pack?
Yeah, dream on. I'm giving nothing away. The reason I'm giving nothing away is when I did Didgeridoo, I announced it first of all and showed off little screenshots of the map and stuff, because I got permission from Frontier to do it, and I showed it off on Reddit and stuff like that. And I thought Didgeridoo was quite a clever name. I really did. But then someone else started a Didgeridoo.
Of course.
In pretty much the same damn way I did it. And then someone else did one as well. So, no, you're getting nothing. You have to wait.
I need ideas, man. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, like we talked about the beginning there, whether we do or don't have the new DLC, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, everything that we've seen from different content creators, y'all get excited, because it's coming. It's really, really, again, I haven't been this excited since basically the announcement for Planet Zoo happened. I'm not even kidding. Like all the Arctic Pack and everything else, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, cool. But no, this is like,
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This one hits a little different. You guys are going to bricks will be shed here in a couple days, and that's all I'll say about that.
Right.
You're not going to build a giant penguin biscuit factory and fill it with penguins. That was my original idea.
Now that would take off right away with the animal lovers and everything.
I think it would. I would have a penguin conveyor belt where they get wrapped and eaten. That'd be crazy.
Right. And not to give away, I know you don't want to give away secrets, but before we started this, you did say that you had a lion and penguin-like habitat where they were fighting, and I think the penguin was winning them.
See, I wouldn't say that, Drew, because we're in early access and we're under an NDA, so I don't know what lies you're telling.
The ZZ penguin, the one that ZZ and Drock and them made out of the gutter pieces.
Oh, them ones, the polystyrene ones I made at home, yeah.
Yeah, you made a stop-motion like battle with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, before we started this, you two told me to be careful so I don't say anything that I shouldn't, and then Drew fucks it for everyone at the end.
I did it, okay? I'm going away. I'm leaving, okay? Bye.
Frontier are going to win us all now because of you.
See, yep. If they give me one chance.
Shantae email incoming tomorrow morning.
Did you talk about a penguin and lion fighting each other?
Well,
I was just on about outside my local shop on a Friday night. Shantae was
the craziest thing. You should have been there.
just leave Shantae on read.
But now you've said it, we might as well just say to everyone, the hype is there. It's real. Buy the damn pack. You're not going to regret it. So,
yes, yeah. This is the first pack where I am fully going to be giving the stamp of approval. Not like, no, like, get it. It's good.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Paul, do you have, while we wrap up here, any last thoughts? Do you want to tell me and Drew to go to hell? Are you ever going to... Paul blocks us after this.
Fuck my career up.
No, I was touching on earlier. It's, shit year. 2020 has been a shit year for everyone. It really has. But my, without the whole sympathy crap, my... one of my family members died from COVID a few weeks ago, and I think it made me realise that life's a bit wank and it's a bit short. So, for all the people who I may have upset with stupid comments, I apologise massively. So whether you're here watching now or you're watching later on, I do apologise hugely. And if you'd like to reach out and reconnect, you are more than welcome to. And I would strongly advise two content creators who used to be good friends, who had a falling out, to maybe try and fix their shit as well, Mr. Estan Wolf.
Not to drop names, but...
yeah, but apart from that, no, thank you for having me. It's been lovely to chat to you both, to be honest. So it's...
Absolutely. Yeah. And we didn't really announce it, we just kind of did it, but Paul's been our first guest on what we're going to be doing a lot of in the future, which is kind of having a lot of content creators from the Planet Coaster, Zoo, World, whatever kind of thing, and we're just going to kind of get a pulse of the community there.
Yeah, we've got Simply Savannah coming up. We've got what did you say, Drew? Eben.
She's going to ruin us all. Savannah's going to end everything that we do.
Yes,
honestly, right?
I'm watching her stuff. Honestly, I watch her stuff and I just think, fuck it, I'm done.
Isn't it brilliant? Like, it's such a zoo feel to it. Like,
right, and her building leveling, like, where you're like barely above the animals. Some of her designs, like that little bit of terrain shifting that she does, next level stuff. Especially if you follow her on Instagram and like where you can get a little more updated, quicker on projects. It is interesting stuff.
Got the chance, so she can't do any videos because she's going to ruin it all.
I know she just uploaded the video today, so if y'all aren't following, there she is. Yeah, if y'all aren't following Miss Simply Savannah, she just uploaded her last Australia Pack DLC today because she figured it was a good time.
Yes,
to finish up the Australia Pack DLC a day before the Aquatic DLC. But yeah, no, we're good. So yeah, Paul was our first little interview kind of thing. Yeah, we're gonna have Savannah, we're gonna have Eben, we're gonna reach out to a few other awesome content creators, and hopefully have this be a regular thing there.
Why do I always say Eben? Eben. It's Eben.
American.
I always say Ivan.
I always say Eben.
Gosh.
Damn it.
Because he doesn't correct people because he's a nice person, and he doesn't correct people when they say it wrong, so...
Oh well, he's definitely not one of my commenters then. 'Cause
Well,
I
some people,
their name.
yes, you know, I still have people call me Sedan, Sedan Wolf.
Nice cars.
That's perfect. I have to. Oh, we have to talk to Poison Blade now, and he needs to make you like the front of a sedan. Or oh my gosh. Okay.
Kayan al-Bashar. You gotta roll the R. You gotta roll the R, Drew.
I can't
Damn
roll
it.
the Kayan al-Bashar.
He made me a tombstone in Kayan al-Bashar.
Let's get out of here before we make any more boo-boos, because I can feel it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, go make another concept art video because I'm bored. I'd like to watch it.
That sounds like a good time. All right, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. We'll talk at you later.
All right, guys. Yeah, we will see you next
Thanks,
time.
everybody.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Drew.
Thanks, Paul.
No problems. Catch you later.
See you guys.